pump it up to 20 millimeters of mercury above the palpatory systolic.
Jocelyn Washington is on the move.
And that's your herbs point?
She's studying to be a medical office specialist in Sacramento.
Okay, is there anything wrong with your arm?
She's doing well in school and expects a promising career in the health industry.
I enjoy it. I have to think I've ever really enjoyed school.
But to get here, she's been forced to walk through a gauntlet of tragedy, heartbreak, and pain. It began with the murder of her mom. 52-year-old Edna Gonzalez was viciously attacked and left for dead. To this day, her killer is still on the run.
October 2nd, 1997, they found her in her house, bludgeoned to death. They don't know what happened. They don't know who did it. They don't know why. They broke in her house. They tied her up, bagged her, beat her. I guess if she would have died naturally, it wouldn't have took us on such a tailspin. But at that point is when my life really stopped. It just stopped.
Jocelyn, a young mother at the time, was haunted by the death of her mom. They were close.
Yeah, we were fairly close, yeah. I was 22 years old, and I didn't know that I needed my mom more than I did.
She wasn't sure what to do, or who to turn to, or trust.
I don't know how long I cried. All I remember is waking up on the bathroom floor in a fetal position, trying to figure out where did this nightmare come from.
Jocelyn gathered her children and left Sacramento for Nevada. While there, meth became her comfort drug for almost 12 years.
Meth was my drug of choice. It's all about meth. I mean, meth is what gets you going, and meth is what makes you go to sleep. It's a terrible, terrible witch's brew because there's so much stuff in it.
I'm not going to let the devil continue to steal what God wants to do in my life. I'm going to fulfill my destiny. I'm going to fulfill what God has for me. I'm going to be the head and not the tail. I'm going to be on top and not on the bottom.
But for more than 10 years, her sister Coletta, a member at Calvary Christian Center, prayed for Jocelyn.
She's been trying to give me the Overcomers program for, I'll say, roughly 10 to 12 years. And that was the first time I said okay.
And now God is opening up big doors for Jocelyn. Her future looks bright for her and her children. Not only is she on the right track in the Overcomers program and medical school, she now has a full-time job at Rayleigh Field in the Sacramento River Cats.
Life is good. My kids are in school. They're happy. They no longer have to bear my sins. You know what I mean? Although I don't have a lot of material things, my spiritual bank is overflowing. I am so peaceful and happy, and I'm on my way to the top.
On the next stories of God's great abundance of grace.
So basically, I had told the doctor I wasn't going to die. You know, even though they had said that I wouldn't make it, that I would probably pass away because my heart was too weak to make it.
Doctors gave Minister Henry Ephron little hope for survival. His heart had deteriorated to the point medical staff felt he'd be buried soon.
We found a 100% clogged artery. Your main artery was 100% clogged. They really thought that I wasn't going to make it.
But he focused on faith and not fear, and the message God gave him while he laid on the operating table.
Once I went in and they stopped my heart, that's when I began to conversate with God.
That's April 19th on Stories of God's Great Abundance of Grace.